Do you know programming is one of the highest paying job in today's world? Do you know in the situation of lockdown, in the current situation of COVID, programmers can work from their home at their ease. Even they can work from anywhere in the world. And no one is forcing them to come to the office. I know, I understand. Programming is one of the difficult skill to learn. But with passion, perseverance, patience and dedication, anyone in the world can learn the skill of programming. Hey guys, this is Sandip, and in today's video, I'm going to give you 10 top tips of how to learn programming fast. So if you like this video, please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and share this video with all your programming friends or the people who want to learn programming. Tip number 1, you need to pick one technology, one language. So in today's world, there were a lot of technologies available to learn. We have C, C++, Python, Java, JavaScript, and there are a lot of frameworks which you can learn. But you need to pick one when you want to start to learn programming. I would suggest to pick Python or JavaScript as a starting point to learn the programming language. Make the basics right, learn the syntax well, then you can explore other technologies and you can learn all those technologies together also. In today's world with a lot of options, it's really easy to get confused. Don't get confused, pick one language and move on. Tip number 2, build strong foundation of that one language. Now you have picked the one language which you want to learn. Now start learning the basics of that particular programming language. Learn the syntax, learn how that particular programming language works. Make your basics right, make your foundation strong. Even start writing small programs using that particular programming language. Tip number 3, practice, practice, practice. Yes, deliberate practice is one of the important thing while learning programming. It's really easy in today's world. We have a lot of video resources, a lot of books, a lot of online blogs which we can go and read or watch. But watching videos or reading a blog post, it's a good thing. But taking action on those things is really important. So don't just watch videos or read the blog post. Try to open the code editor and start writing some programs in your editor. Run them, look for the bugs, look for the problems in that particular program. That's how you're going to learn. So deliberate practice is really very important. Sometimes even a small simple syntax of switch statement, we forget that particular syntax when we are writing the program. So it's really important you practice all of those basic syntaxes. Tip number 4, teach it to someone else. Yes, anyone can be a teacher in nowadays. It's easy. Think of it in this direction, like you share your traveling experiences with your friend. You can think in a similar line and you can share your learning experiences with your friend. So teaching is not at all a difficult job nowadays. Anyone can teach. You just need to be one step ahead of others. So while learning, you can make notes. You can convert all of those notes into a blog post. You can share those blog posts with the world over internet. You can make videos out of it. You can share those videos on YouTube. And most important thing is you can earn from those videos and those blog posts. Tip number 5 is code by hand. Yes, this is really important, and you must be thinking in the world of digital, in the digital world, who is going to write a code on a paper, right? Nowadays we write code in computers only, but writing code on a paper is really important. Even in today's world, in some of the interviews, interviewer asked to write code on a paper. In my company, we take a lot of interviews, and we ask the interviewer to write code on a paper. We want to check their logic, we want to see their approach towards programming, and they write code on the paper and they explain that particular program to us. So writing code on a paper is a really important skill. Tip number 6, improve your debugging skill. I know writing program is important. You should write more and more program, but debugging is a really important skill. What will happen if you get a production bug and you need to fix that particular bug within an hour or 2 hours, because it is going to have a bigger business impact. So debugging is a really important skill that you really need to work on. So write your program in different ways, create problems, create errors and try to solve those errors. This is how you're going to improve your debugging skills. Tip number 7, take frequent breaks. Yes, this is really important. I just told you about debugging. While writing program or debugging program, sometimes it becomes really difficult and we get so much stressed up. You need a break. Just try to understand, my friend, you need to take a break. If you're writing a program, take a frequent break. Maybe write a code for 1 or 2 hours, take a small break. Sometimes, while debugging a program, we don't get a solution even for hours, or, even we don't get a solution throughout the night after sitting and working throughout the night on that particular code. So it's really important you take a break, maybe watch a movie, listen songs, do whatever you want to do or whatever you like to do, play music. It depends on you, but take a break and come back. You're going to have different perspective in writing that particular program or debugging or solving that particular production bug or a problem. Tip number 8, read other developers' code. Yes, I know, we always think my code is a perfect code. I can only write the better code. Other programmers' code is a shit. But trust me guys, reading code from the good developers, there are a lot of good developers outside. You can read code of Facebook developers, Google developers. There are a lot of open source projects out there on GitHub. You can go and you can learn from their source code. You never know, like the problem which you are facing right now, it has been solved by someone else in a much better manner. You can learn from them. You can take that particular solution and you can use that solution in your own program. You can learn from them. There are a lot of good source code. There are a lot of good source codes out there on GitHub and you can definitely learn from them. So don't be shy in learning from others. You can think of it like, you can think of someone else's code is like a book. A writer's book is actually, they put a lot of experience, maybe 5 to 10 years to write a very good book. You can think of other people's code also as a book. They have spent a lot of they have spent a lot of stressful time in writing that particular code, and if you can directly go there and learn from their code, this is one of the very good skill you can develop in yourself. And tip number 9, learn from online as well as offline resources. I know there are a lot of videos available out there in market today. There are a lot of books, the ebooks which you can read, but buying physical books, making notes out of them is really important. You should buy physical books. You should go back to your school days, and make notes, making all those underlines and making note through, taking the pen and paper, writing all those notes is really important. You should learn from online as well as offline resources. And tip number 10, the very important thing, don't quit. I know as a beginner, programming is a difficult skill to learn, but you can learn it through practice. It will take some time, but you can definitely learn it. You can think of programming as any other skill. You don't need IQ, or you don't need, you shouldn't be very smart to learn programming. Take example of guitar, right? When we start with one chord, playing that one particular chord will be very easy for you. But when you move on to second chord and the third one, and switching between 1, 2, 3, those 3 chords becomes very difficult. And it doesn't come without practice, right? You need to practice switching those chords times and times. Similarly, similar approach you can take towards programming also. Take one problem, solve it multiple times, take another problem, solve it multiple times, solve as many problems as you can. This is how you're going to improve your programming skill. This is how you're going to learn. And while solving those problems, you are going to stuck somewhere. That things are going to get difficult for you, but don't quit. Just keep going on, and one day you will become a very good programmer or a software engineer. So this is it, guys. This is how you can become a programmer, or you can learn programming fast. So these were the 10 tips which I have shared with you. I have a lot of other tips also, which maybe I'll share in other video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It will help the YouTube algorithm to rank this video, and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family, the programmer friend out there in the world. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video.